Well, it's now the fourth day of those fuel blockades, leading to petrol stations running dry, travel chaos and heightened tensions. As you heard there, today government ministers met with established representative associations to discuss a package of supports. However, 4 fuel protesters were refused entry. We can speak now to the Tánaiste and Minister for Finance, Simon Harris. And Minister Tánaiste, thanks indeed for joining us.
Thank you, Tommy.
On 6-1. That meeting is still ongoing, where discussions were underway on fuel supports. Can you tell me what will those supports be?
So I'm very grateful to all the representative bodies who've engaged really constructively and earnestly with the government today. I think those talks are going well. I think it's likely that further intensive engagement over the weekend, perhaps in smaller groups, will be required. And we're looking at a range of measures. We're very clear, and we've always been clear as a government, that further specific supports for key sectors of the economy, particularly around agri-food and supply chains, would be required. In the past, we've looked at things like how we can get direct funding schemes to our farmers. We've looked at things around credit supply lines, cash flow, and also at a European level, both myself and the Taoiseach working to see if we can get any flexibility around the Energy Tax Directive to give more scope to do more on that as well. So we're working at a range of issues.
Duty, basically.
We've already brought about reductions in excise duties. Is there more that could be done in that space that would require a degree of European agreement too? So a lot of intensive work going on. All of this is going on. We have heard the pain people are feeling, but the blockade has to end, and we've got to engage in a proper democratic way.
Is there a value on that package of measures that you're considering? Is it in the tens of millions, hundreds of millions?
So look, I want to be respectful to the talks that are underway, but it will be substantial and significant. And it is aimed to try and keep key sectors of our economy going at a time when there are real challenges. People are to the pin of their collar, people are under a lot of pressure. We want to make progress. We've been engaging extensively for quite a period of time now with key sectors, and that engagement will go through the weekend.
The protesters that are blockading key parts of the country at the moment want a price cap. Are you going to introduce that?
Price caps, quite frankly, don't work. What a price cap doesn't mean that the issue magics it away. What it means is the price transfers from the forecourt to the taxpayer. Lots of countries have tried this. It doesn't work. It doesn't make a difference, and it costs very, very significant amounts, potentially billions of euro over the course of a year as well. So we don't believe that's a way to proceed. But there are other ways, and I'd like to focus with representative bodies on what we can do. We've had enough of what we can't. What can we do together to get through this?
Why can't you allow the protesters to be involved in those discussions? Why were they refused entry today?
Because the position of the government has been crystal clear from day one. We engage with the democratically elected representative bodies, and many of them in the room today. And also, we can't have a situation where we're engaging with people who are blockading key parts of our country. We're trying to come up with economic solutions at the same time while blockades are causing significant economic damage to Ireland. And I've got to be very...
The Sinn Féin leader, if I could put this point to you, she tweeted in the past short while describing the situation as an absolute shambles, saying that the government is escalating the crisis instead of doing your job. And she said it's time to pick up the phone.
Well, that's lovely rhetoric, but I mean, pick up the phone to who? To pick up the phone to who? Who is the democratically elected leader of this here?
There was 4 of them that turned up outside the department today. Yeah. You didn't have to pick up the phone. You could have let them in.
We live in a parliamentary democracy. We engage with the groups, but the people engaged in the blockade today, I've got to be honest, and I say to them, I say to their loved ones who'd like them home too, please, please step back from the brink. The economic damage that this blockade is doing to the country is real. I'm hearing from small businesses across the country running low on supplies. I'm hearing from our health services about cancer treatments that can't go ahead, missed hospital appointments, home health care that can't get out. We are at a very dangerous economic moment. We're showing good faith here, engaging intensively on a significant and substantial package. The blockade needs to end now, though.
Well, your own TD Peter Roche has said he's disappointed that these 4 protesters were not allowed in. And the trouble is now, it seems that they're more emboldened. There's reports of even more people turning up at the Galway depot. It seems like it's going to be even harder to resolve this.
No, the laws of the land will be applied. Nobody has a right to obstruct people's free movement in this country. Nobody has a right to decide who gets free passage. I've heard alarming things over the course of the last day. Certain people who are not elected by anyone will decide who can move around, what can get in and out of a depot. At a time of a global energy crisis, this country has adequate fuel supplies, but we cannot get those fuel supplies to key parts of our economy and society because of the illegal actions of some. The protest, the blockade needs to end. We will continue to do our job calmly, step by step, coming forward with practical measures to help people who are under pressure. But please, please step back from the brink.
It's now day 4 of this demonstration, and if you're not talking directly to them, well then why haven't you moved them? Because many people will point out that this is not how other groups in society have protested in the past on this scale, in this way. People will point out if they were to leave their cars parked in the middle of O'Connell Street, they will be moved swiftly. Why were these protesters not removed on day one?
So the Gardaí obviously went through operational processes and sought to engage. But let me be very clear. We cannot and will not tolerate a situation where fuel cannot get to key parts of our country. And as people will see, there are now active Garda operations underway. They will continue. We want this to be resolved calmly. We want people to know they've been heard, they have made their point, and now is the time to step back. But if people choose not to step back, the laws of the land will be applied.
And are you confident that actually the Gardaí, and with the help of the Defence Forces, that they actually have the capabilities of moving these demonstrators?
I am, but you know what I'm also confident of? That people in this country are decent and full of common sense. And I know there's a lot of emotion at the moment. I know there's a lot of stress. I really do. People are to the pin of their collar. But we're appealing now to the decency of people as well. The laws are there. The laws will be enforced. Action will be taken to make sure fuel can flow around this country at this moment of grave economic concern. But I'm also appealing to the basic decency of people and their families. It is time to go home. We will work our way through this. We hear you in terms of the significant pressure certain sectors are under, but everybody's in this country is under pressure in different ways. Please don't think your pressure is more important than a cancer patient trying to get to an appointment, somebody trying to get dialysis, someone trying to get a blood transfusion, or a small business trying to operate. Schools are back next week. It's time for a bit of common sense here.
On that point, are you afraid that lives are at risk here? Because we saw a very concerning statement in the past hour from the National Emergency Coordination Group in terms of how ambulance and fire engines are going to keep operating when so many of the service stations around the country are running dry.
I'm extremely concerned. I don't think the word protest adequately captures what is happening in our country now. This is an extremely dangerous moment, economically dangerous, economically damaging, but beyond that, damaging in terms of the running of our emergency services. People have made their point, they've been heard, we're under no illusion about the pressures they're under, we're engaging with rep bodies in good faith, we'll keep at it over the weekend, more help and support will come, but we will do that through the normal, calm, democratic way. Please step back from the brink.
Tánaiste Simon Harris, thanks indeed for joining us on 6-1.